Woke up today, smile on my face, may not go my way, still got my faith, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Running our race, just that I pace. Made some mistakes, but learned a few things, so I'll be okay.
It's that time of the week again. You've locked into Absolute Juice. With some of the craziest moments, awesome life stories, and that real talk, this is the Vibe O'Clock. Yep, that's right, the Vibe O'Clock. Brought to you by the VYG. If it ain't gold, it ain't good enough. Start it right now, it's the Vibe O'Clock.
Woke up today, smile on my face, may not go my way, still got my faith, so I'll be okay. I'll be okay, I'll be okay. Running our race, just that I pace. Made some mistakes, but learned a few things.
It's the Vibe O'Clock. It's the Vibe O'Clock.
For those of you who are saying VBO 0 technical difficulties 1, technical difficulties, I think you can blame it when it's us. I think you can blame it like y'all can throw it on me. But when the server just shuts down, y'all can't blame us. Come on. So I like the comment where I like when Sidiso says, nah, this isn't a Facebook era. VBO has no errors no more, at least for now. I mean, there are days where I do slip up here, I admit. And I was even telling our guest that there are moments where you guys are going to roast me. I told her, be at peace, no one's going to roast you, but I get roasted here. I don't know why y'all are roasting me like it's me. I was out here sitting with my hands just to myself as the Guijo was playing, and then all of a sudden I got a message, Facebook disconnected, and I'm like, whoa! And then I start seeing these attacks here. Somebody says technical issues and Viber clock are friends. I don't know where we've been friends. We just had to deal with them. We've had to deal with the technicalities. I mean, it's part of it. But come on, I'm putting Oratile. Oratile, help me out on this one. Oratile is here with us today. Oratile, can look, Oratile, I can't. And they're doing this in front of our guest. Our guest is all here. She's all set. She's all ready. Look at what they're doing to us. Oratile, save me out. Save me. Save me.
No, 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 no. It's definitely Viber clock has nothing to do with technical issues, guys. Come on, please.
Tell them the new season. It's new season, new life,
Just,
new
you know,
attitude, guys.
we started a new year. We're going for gold. Come on, guys. Don't do that. We have a new guest as well, so please, can we
They are gonna
just
scare our
move
guests.
for the
They're gonna be like, she's probably thinking like, oh gosh, if I just say one wrong word, these guys are gonna roast me here. And no, that's not the case. That's not the
That
case.
is not the case.
Oratile, before we bring our guest on, I want to ask your opinion. Let me just open my notes here again. Paul sent me these notes. Um, the question is, do you think young people today have a real impact on society, or are we just reacting to what's happening? Just your opinion in a few words on that.
Yeah, so hi VYG fam. I hope everyone is good. So PJ, I think firstly, there's a lot going on right now in society as in general, and I think it has never been easier than it is today to share opinions and even to just be popular in general. It has never been as easy as it is these days with social media, with all these other platforms that are always emerging and that are currently in place. So it's so easy for young people to receive information and to also give information to other people. So, which then means that people can easily be swayed either way by things that other people say or their opinions, right? So I think that for the most part, there is a way. It's very possible for young people to have an impact in society, um, and it is mainly because of the way or the ease at which people can easily follow hashtags. For example, you think of a hashtag, I started
Mm,
today, and suddenly it's a vibe, it's everything. And people can wake up one day and decide, okay, we're canceling this person, and the whole
yeah.
world sort of follows. So I think we do have the
Mm,
power in that sense to say we can very easily influence, but then it is then up to us to understand that with that ability to influence comes the responsibility of saying what message do I want to put across, or what is it that I want to pass on to people, or that I want to serve to people, give to people as a message that I have for them, for
yeah.
young people.
Okay. Okay. That's an interesting opinion. Guys, I am going to ask you guys to help me welcome our guest. Unfortunately, I'm not going to go for the break because obviously the whole restart issue here made us to have to kill some of our time. But as Tabang says, no technicalities formed against us shall prosper. Not at all. We are going to welcome. I apologize if I get the name wrong. She shared it with me
Can I
right at the
help you?
beginning. Please do. Yes, from the get-go, I was going to ask you, Ratile, to help me with this.
Her name is Rekanze. And I think you did introduce her earlier, that she is a psychology and political student. She will be joining us today and giving us her expert opinion on today's topic.
All right, let's put her on screen. Let's cue her there. She's smiling. She's ready for the VBO fem. Rihantse, how are you doing
Yes.
today?
Hi everyone. Hi BYG fam. I'm feeling great. I'm super excited and I'm honored to be here tonight.
Oh, it is our pleasure to have you. It is our pleasure to have you. Tell us a little bit about what you do.
So I am a second year in BA Psychology and Political Sciences. I also have a social media platform on TikTok under my account that is a segment shared called the Youth Lens, and we basically speak about everything that's happening in the world politically that actually influences the youth specifically and impacts the youth specifically. And yes, that's what I do.
Okay, I'm gonna literally open my TikTok here, the Youth Lens, right?
Yes,
The Youth.
it
That's
is
a cool name.
Regantse underscore, thank you. Regantse underscore Nkabinde underscore. You'll find it there.
Okay, I'll check it out now. Is it the one with people with their hands raised here?
It should be a picture of myself, actually.
Okay, so it's not the right one. Sorry.
Yes. So
Uh,
just search Regantse underscore Nkabinde underscore.
okay, let's do that. At least I've got your name spelled here, so I will not.
Yes.
Oh, there it is. Nkabinde. Oh, we see you. We see you. Is it the purple one here?
Yes.
Okay, so there you have it, fam. Oh, there's the camera. Sorry. There's it's out of focus, so you guys will let me just uh pump up my screen brightness. There it is. But then I'll also ask the producer to type it on our comment section so you guys can give our dear guest a follow. So today, Rehante, what we are discussing is the impact on of the youth, specifically of the youth, in terms of social changes, especially in our modern society. I like how Oratile brought up, and I'm pretty sure you're also going to mention social media and its impact, especially when it comes to, for example, the topic we were talking about just before we came on live. I'd like to hear from you, in your view, what does youth empowerment look like in modern society, and how significant has the voices of the youth been in shaping conversations, not just in South Africa, but around the world in terms of current affairs today?
Firstly, I'd like to start out and say that there is no empowerment without the concept of awareness, because we can't necessarily change what we don't recognize. And with that being said, with the youth is known to be the group of individuals who actually speak up and speak out about a lot of things. They're extremely expressive through their voices and whatever the case is. And I think from just having an individual or young individual speak about a certain topic, it creates or sparks a conversation that happens, and that becomes the awareness. But the continuous conversation and the continuous education surrounding it, as well as socialization, then becomes the empowerment behind it. And I think as of currently, the youth has done very well when it comes to speaking up about certain matters. And I say this mainly in the field of it being online. I think the youth does speak out, the youth does have conversations about societal issues and societal matters that impact them, and a conversation does spark. But as Uratila said already, what we say has a lot of influence. And it impacts a lot of individuals' opinions and perspectives as we continue with the concept of awareness and empowerment. So, yeah.
I like the point which you made about awareness, but who do you think is responsible for that awareness? Is it the previous generation? Is it the adults looking towards the youth, or is it the youth themselves who raise this awareness?
I I think it's important to understand that we each face our own kind of challenges, and you can't necessarily depend on the previous generation to somewhat give you awareness as much as they do, and as much as they tell us the stories of the past and all of that. I think it's important for us, the youth, to actually also be present and participate in our current time, to actually speak about what is going on, because I think we're affected by specific things that the previous generation was affected by, but I think right now it's just amplified, and it's more than it was before. So I think we I think it's a give and take in that case. It has to be from the previous generation, but it's also from us as well.
Okay, I hear you. I don't know if you have any questions on your side, Oratile. Please feel free to interrupt. I've got a couple of questions, and I'm sure the fam here are also going to ask a couple of questions. But since there's only our voices in uh, on behalf of those who are watching, please feel free if you, at any given moment you have. Um, I have another question here, which is why is it important for youth to stay aware of societal developments?
It's important for the youth to stay aware of societal developments because we are the future. I think at times we forget that we are gonna grow up and we're gonna have to deal with these societal issues or whatever the case is. We need to be aware of them to be able to navigate through them because we also don't want to continue the mistakes that have happened in the past or stick to the same status quo. We somewhat need to have progress and change when it comes to the societal issues that we're faced with. And that's why the concept of empowerment is important. We can't just be aware of something and not change it. We need to be aware of something and be empowered and educated in order to change it for the generations to come.
Okay, but then just going back to something you mentioned in the first point, in your first point, do you think the youth are adapting to what's going on to the societal issues, or do you think that they are shaping that change, in your opinion?
I must say, I believe we are shaping that change as much as, and I'm going to bring in social media into this, as much as we're
Hmm.
sitting and scrolling through our phones and looking at people's get ready with me's and spend the days with me. I think there are still a lot of there are still a lot of serious conversations that are happening, and I think an example of it was the campaign by Women for Change, where we changed our profile pictures to the color purple to create awareness of GBV in South Africa. I think conversations surrounding the State of the Nation address are being held and they are happening. So I think we are extremely aware of it and we are sparking conversation and speaking on the concept of empowerment and how we are affected. Another big one is the concept of unemployment in the youth of South Africa. I think a lot of the youth of South Africa are speaking about how do we create CVs, giving tips and tricks on interviews, speaking about how to better ourselves in order to make ourselves able to find the jobs. So that in itself is impact, and that in itself is the youth taking action against a societal issue or a societal event that is taking place.
Okay, okay, totally hear you. Any questions on your side, Ortile?
Yes, sorry. Yes, I wanted to ask, how do you think that young people can almost ensure that their opinions are heard responsibly? Um, like, is there other measures besides social media? Is there other things that they can do? What is it that they, how else can they share their opinions?
Um, I do believe we are a very digital generation, but like you're saying, they should be other ways for us to kind of converse and speak about these things. I think in small ways of getting involved somehow, whether it's school initiatives, even if you are in school, if there's a cause that you are passionate about, stand up and speak about it. I know it's easier said than done, but
Yeah.
having, or as simply as just having a little poster speaking about a certain matter that you think your school or your small community needs to be thinking about, speaking about, or whatever the case is. But with saying that, I think in order for the youth to use their voices in an impactful way, we need to make sure that we're careful and intentional about what we say, how we say it, and when we say it. And I think that's when we are taken seriously. We need to speak very clearly and give clarity as well as backup and evidence on why we are passionate about certain matters and why it is an issue and how it does impact us. I think that's the best way for us to be able to kind of use our voices in an impactful manner. And yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Okay.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
in
it
case.
does. Follow up
Sorry.
on that. Sorry. Do you think that,
No, sorry.
yes?
It was just, guys, as you see at the bottom of your screen, Paul has posted our guest's TikTok account, so let's give her that support and let's give her that follow. Yes, please, Oratile. Sorry about that.
No problem. Okay, so I was saying, so in terms of the way that young people are easily influenced, right? We spoke about that earlier. How much of it is really just someone deciding to follow just because of pressure? How much of it is just me saying, "Oh, I'm gonna post this because everyone else does it," and how much of it is it really young people saying, "This is my opinion and this is what I want to voice out"? Would you say that it could be inflated by maybe what they see other people doing or trends or whatever the case is, or would you say it often is really what they mean?
Listen, I'm going to be honest. At times, individuals hop onto trends to get follows and whatever the case is, but I must say and highlight that that in itself is still advocacy and activism and continuing the conversation in one way or another. I think if an individual picks up their phone and speaks about something and posts it because it's what's trending at the time, it still does create conversation. Individuals will still come through and comment on whatever the case is. There's going to be individuals who start thinking about it and actually think in depth of how is that specific topic or concept influencing or impacting me as an individual, and do I agree or do I not agree? And I think in that point, I think it's also important, and I've seen this happen with the youth at times, that we somewhat and sometimes get stuck in the trap of expecting everyone to agree with what we say. And in order for us to have a healthy conversation, we need to have opposing opinions, opposing audiences, in order for us to have different perspectives and have a
Yeah.
clear and concise kind of understanding of what is happening and how we're impacted by it. So, as much as other individuals are influenced and they're just posting, I think it's important to understand that it still is a way of having a conversation and it still does drive impact and does drive action in one way or another.
I agree with you
Okay, thank you.
100%. A lot of people they shy away from the idea of having that conversation, especially if your thoughts or your opinions will be debated or will be questioned and goes against. I agree with you 100%. Now I have an interesting question here from Talefang, which is so my question is, why do you think most of young people don't vote? Like we see the problems we face as young people.
Talifang, I must say this is a very good question, especially because the elections are coming up.
Mm.
However, I think young individuals don't vote because they feel unseen and at times unheard. And I say this as a simple example. When you're sitting and you're watching the news and you're looking at our cabinet and parliament, there is a minority of youth individuals, and at times we do feel we are overlooked in that case. And I think the youth doesn't vote because they aren't seen, or they do not feel seen or feel heard within um, the government or whatever is taking place.
Um, I agree with you. And since you're also in the political science aspect,
Yeah.
is there a reason why we don't have many young people in politics? We have, for example, a very young lady. She knows who she is. She's probably watching. If not, she will eventually. And she's one of the few people who has that. You can just see she's got not just the drive, but the gift for politics. And I'll be honest, most of our, even in the VYG, although we inspire our fam to become leaders, not many are interested in politics. Why would you say there's such a few representation of young people in parliament? I fully agree, with all due respect to the elders, whether they did much or little for our country. I am 100% of that opinion. Like, where are we? Where are we in Parliament. But I'd love to hear your opinion as to why. Is there a motive behind that? Do you know why?
I don't quite know why, but I'm gonna take a guess and say that it's probably because politics in itself is a very complex, I'm gonna call it a game, an extremely complex game, and at times individuals are somewhat, they shy away from the concept of having the conversations, like you were saying earlier, that some individuals find it shy away from having the difficult conversations at hand. And because of that, I think we shun away from standing up and speaking out and having the difficult conversations that we need to have, because at times it does cause division, but other times it creates awareness and conversations are sparked and but in the same breath, I believe that we still need to be in we still need to be speaking about our country and speaking about what the needs that we have as a youth, in order to be seen and in order to see ourselves in politics as well. So I do believe, like myself, I am studying politics. I think as we continue on, we will have seats and we will be seen in the field of politics. But right now, it's mainly because it's a complex game, and there will be conversations that individuals don't like having. So yes.
Could you just elaborate or share a few examples of conversations people avoid having?
I think a lot of the time we as the youth are seen to be able, or we need to show up less confrontational, and less, can I say, attacking towards individuals who,
Opinions.
yeah.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yes,
100%.
exactly.
100%.
I think so it's very difficult for us to kind of express ourselves fully because of the world we're living in and how much we how much we are exposed to. Um, and conversations could, conversations could differ. You can't necessarily say something outrageous or out of pocket and expect to be liked or whatever the case is. And I think that's why and I think that's why individuals kind of shun away from it, especially like I said, especially from the world we're living in. We're living in a very inclusive society. And within that inclusivity, there are still individuals who don't believe that the inclusivity is something we need to be taking on. And having, that's a conversation on its own that is very, that ruffles some feathers at times. So yeah.
Mm. I agree 100%. Fam, please take notes to that. It's so essential, so important that we're cautious of what we say, especially when we're sharing our opinion. Our opinion, everybody has, as you mentioned, the right to share their thoughts, their opinion. But I feel like our rights go as far as the moment it violates another person's rights. The moment what you say or what you do offends another person, I feel like you have misused your rights. So I think it's so important. And the kind of stuff we read, going back to when we were speaking about social media, because I feel like there's no way for us to speak about change, the world itself, businesses, companies, both private, public sectors, they all know the importance and the impact of social media and the kind of stuff we read online. Sometimes we read things which, I like to say, restore our hope in humanity. But sometimes we read things which are filthy and disgusting. I have found myself many times typing something out of anger and after that deleting that comment because what that person was writing is really, and just to avoid a whole argument going on. It's so true. It's so true. I remember, sorry, just to add, I remember an incident where we had the VYG. It was in December, and the VYG, we usually have the road awareness, and there were some with placards, and our placards were motivational. It was not the famous "Don't drink and drive," and this person obviously took it out of context and said, commented, a newspaper posted it, and they were like, started roasting us, and they were like, based on what this person said, oh, so today they say don't drink and drive, but tomorrow they'll be the ones drinking. And I'm like, hold up. And I remember I remember I grabbed my phone and I'm like, coordinators, everybody jump on this. And I remember saying like, guys, let's not get into an argument. I remember one of our fam from our PSL team, they even jumped on our whole PSL team to, to back us up. But, well, we didn't take it to heart. We just wanted to like, fix our image. And it just, I never thought of it, but just goes to show the power of youth. We backed each other up and like there were about 5 or 6 nasty comments and they just disappeared, dissipated. So fam, we really need to be very cautious with what we type and what we say. As we usually say in the VYG, when we joke, when we tease someone, ask yourself, is that person laughing with you or are you laughing at that person? So in the VYG, like we say, we laugh with you. If there's something happened, you tripped, we laugh with you, but not at you. And that includes online and how you address things. And as our guest is saying, about the whole issue of not being ready when your statement is already attacking someone. Oh, here's my problem. My problem is that you that day, you're already, why can't we just, settle down and be like, listen, the problem is that there was an incident which kind of made me uncomfortable. I think she would be a better person to explain that, but I couldn't hold back when she said that. I think you have something to say there, Ora.
Yes, I did. I just want to pick up on what you said and what Rekhansa said just before your comment. Because you speak of inclusivity, right? What are some of the obstacles or challenges that you have come across when trying to influence young people on your platform?
I must say the biggest challenge is, and can I say, it's people not hearing each other out. Again, it's the concept of individuals feeling that we should all have the same kind of idea, same opinion. And I always say, actually, in my videos, can we please hear each other out and understand that individuals are sharing what they feel is needed to be shared, and in sharing that, let us not be discriminatory or whatever the case is. But also, I do believe that at times there is somewhat a division in the different things that we relate to. And because of that, it does create difficulty when we need to start hearing each other. Because why should I hear you if I'm not going through the exact same thing you're going through? And
Yeah.
that's always the main challenge, I think, with when it comes to expressing opinions and the concept of inclusivity and hearing each other out and standing together, and the concept of unity. I think at times there's division when it comes to understanding what another individual's going through and putting yourselves in their shoes.
That's true. That's true. The famous, instead of putting people in their places,
Yeah,
put
that is
yourself in
true.
their place. Yeah, no, that's proper. Fam, we have so much more to cover, and I see it's already 10 to 8. This topic is real right here, and I can see the comment section is flooding, 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 flooding. But I have so much news to share with you guys, but we're going to go for a short break. And when we come back, we are going to wrap up this topic. So don't move. Our guest will still be here. I'm going to be checking if there are any more questions. I see Kamu, our dear Kamu, has an essay here. Our dear Kamu has an essay here. Kamu is very vocal. Kamu is one of our coordinators who helps us so much in the work of the VYG. This work wouldn't be half of what it is without the amazing hands and ideas and talk of Kamu. But Kamu, just give us a minute. We're going to go for a short break. Fam, don't move. Go get that water. Go grab that water and get your fingers typing. Not forgetting that in a few, we're going to be launching, we're going to be releasing a new song. And based on the subject, guys, I don't even think I'm going to be able to cover this subject of the too blind, too deaf, and too hungry, at least not today, because I feel like the subject has a long way to go. So we shall be right back. Don't you dare move. Just hang on. We're going to be right back. The subject is not over. Don't move. Don't move.
Woke up today, smile on my face.
You're still locked in with all the juice, so make sure you don't log out. It's the Vibe O'Clock. Brought to you by the VYG. If it ain't gold, it ain't good enough.
Just that I pace, made some mistakes, but learned a few.
You set my world free. You set my world free. Yeah, you set my world free. You set my world free. Yeah, nothing can compare to. I set myself free. Nothing can compare to. Yeah, you set my world free. Nothing can compare to this. I found you in the VYG. You set my world free. I found you in the VYG. You set my world free. I found you in the VYG. You set my world free. Nothing can compare to this. You set my world free. Yeah, I set myself free. Nothing can compare to this. I set myself free. Say I will not doubt myself, and I'll believe in myself. In the VYG, as I level up with every move, we'll take it to another level, another level, another. We're going to another level, another level, another level, another. I've been down before. Felt like a whole world just was my fault. I've been trapped by what they see me for, but now I'm free, free to go. We'll take it to another level, another level, another. We're going to another level, another level, another level, another. You set my world free. Nothing can compare to this. You set my world free. Yeah, I set myself free. Nothing can compare to this. I set myself free. Say I will not doubt myself, and I'll believe in myself. In the VYG, as I level up with every move, we'll take it to another level, another level, another. We're going to another level, another level, another level, another.
Welcome back, fam. Welcome back, fam. Today's VBO has been a banger here. I see that the comment section is about to crash. Just before we get back on topic, I am laughing because the comment section. Uh, Rehantse, I hope I said it properly now.
Yes. Yes, you
um,
did.
Thank you. I'm glad. So the fam here is they are saying that they they need to stock up on their English bundles here because your English is very well articulated. Tsepo says that the English spoken here is giving him PTSD. I have no strength for the 5 o'clock fam. Like they I have no strength for you guys. This is some really crazy comments here, but it's always great vibes. Somebody here, Kanya, for example, says that when I said let's go get some water, she's like, "Ain't no grabbing water here. We're gonna grab my dictionary." 'Cause is there? I don't know. Maybe Rehanse, since she's involved in political science, is there like, I don't know, is there a specific kind of, because I believe every field has its style. Footballers have their style, lawyers have their style, engineers have theirs. Is there one in politics where it comes to the whole big word jargon amongst the comrades, where it's like sometimes they don't even know, but let's just use these big words, the constitutionalization of the lactobacillus, and you're like, what is this guy saying? Please tell us that.
I must say politics is very analysis heavy. So you need to be extremely clear in what you're saying, and you the ideologies and the frameworks themselves are, can I say, structured to be very articulate, if I can say it that way. And as you continue reading, you do kind of pick up that, okay, this is how I need to be speaking. But at the same time, I think when we see the politicians on TV using big words in the incorrect places, I think it's just a matter of understanding that we need to remember the audience in which we're talking to. And yeah, I think that's a very important one. That's a very important one. So yes, to a certain
May
extent, it's just a lot of analysis.
May I ask, are you this is a little bit off topic, but are you planning to get into politics, if you don't mind answering that question?
Yes, actually, I am hoping to get into politics and work. I pray to work under the UN, and just continue with the concept of African geopolitics. I want to become a political analyst and just, yeah, a predictor of the political climate, if I can say that.
Out of
Correct me if I'm.
interstate, Mansa, was it?
Go for
Sorry,
it,
out of
Oratile. Go. No,
interstate,
no, go for it.
was it was it something that you've always wanted to do, or did you just decide at some point that you're going to go for politics?
Funny enough, I was in the arts scene. I was studying to be a graphics designer,
Oh
which
wow.
is completely opposite to what I'm
What a
doing now.
what a contrast,
That
hey?
is, yeah.
What a switch up.
Yes, I'm studying to be a graphics designer, and I actually started watching the news, and it kept popping up, and I think my frustrations with how I felt things should be worked differently kind of sparked the passion that I have for politics right now. But in saying that, I must say I have always been an individual who loves advocating for human rights, the rights of children, and all of that. And I think that's why I also went into the psychology space of things. So yeah.
Oh,
I
interesting.
I would like to ask you something. I'm sorry, this one's also uh, more personal. Earlier on, you were mentioning advocating, especially for the women's movement in terms of the movement on GBV, and I am a lover for any movement for the protection of especially women. And I say women especially because women are more vulnerable, physically speaking. They are more vulnerable than a man. There's no debate to that a man is humanly, physically stronger than a woman. Might not be emotionally or in any other way, but definitely physically we are stronger. Um, what do you think as men? Now I'm asking on behalf of men, true men. Please excuse if there are any boys. I'm sorry, I can't be less mad when I refer to this, because any man who doesn't respect a woman is not a man. But I'm referring to as men. What do you think, Rechante, we can do uh, in how could I say, in protection, in favor of GBV, not just not in favor of GBV, but in favor of protecting women from GBV, not just being vocal about it, but in general, what do you think? How can we help bring this change as a community? I say this as a fresh situation. I was with someone who was waiting for someone just at the corner here of our office, and there was one of our security standing, and there was a lady. She was dressed, I would say, wearing her skirt a little bit. I wouldn't say the most appropriate, but it doesn't matter. That's her choice in life. But she stood next to by the corner because we have our securities, and I felt like maybe that's where she was safe. She was requesting her Uber. She had a luggage, and I'm standing waiting for with this friend, and all of a sudden, a group of I think 2 or 3 guys walk past, and the last one stops and he goes towards her. And she's a fairly short lady, and he's a pretty tall guy, taller than me. And he goes towards her, and he was about to touch her, and I literally walked in between. And I had not even spoken to this girl. I don't know who she is. I don't know her, but I couldn't at that moment just chill there and be okay with it, and just leave it. And I literally stood and I'm like, don't you dare touch her. You're not gonna, don't even, just walk on. And thank God the security also came. So it was quick to resolve things and stuff. But I resorted to, I wouldn't say I resorted to violence, but I resorted to, I don't know, I wouldn't call it violence per se, but what can men do? My question is, was that the right thing to do? What if I was outnumbered, for example? What can
Yeah.
men do? That's just making my question simple.
Listen, the conversation about GBV is an extremely sensitive one. But I think when it comes to the foundations of it, it sits in the places we least expect it. The conversations we have with friends, the jokes that we pass here and there, the words that we call each other, and all of those small things. At the time it feels like a joke, but as we continue to normalize it, and it's, I hate to say this, but it's seen in male groups a lot of the time, as it is normalized and as it is spoken about and kind of seen as a norm, then it becomes comfortable for individuals to interact with women in that way. And that's where it kind of creates that, can I say, the entitlement that you can then, like in that situation, walk up and touch an individual because they have been probably girls who've responded to different words or different phrases that have been said to them, and they've responded in a very relaxed kind of manner. And then other individuals believe and think that it's okay to then do that to the next person or even escalate the issue. And that is important to understand. But I don't want to only speak about it when it comes to men, because I do feel that at times we, yeah, there's a attitude of normalizing certain concepts. I think on social media I've been seeing the conversation of, if he didn't get you a Valentine's Day gift, you can be angry and lose it, and whatever the case is, and that's somewhat normalized. I think it's important to understand that GBV plays in both genders. Mostly it
Definitely,
is, again, yeah,
definitely,
mostly it is
definitely.
victims of women, but I think the most recent story of the Bolt driver being
Yeah.
unfortunately killed was an example of gender-based violence in itself. So yes.
100%. My apologies to take it one side. I think just that, like you said, it's the majority. So it's the one which we often see. As a man, I would defend myself, obviously, in the case of that. Um, unfortunately, he did not have the capacity to defend himself. As a man, naturally, my instinct is to fight back. As women, generally, but without a doubt, gender-based. Please, fam, I'm speaking in a general, and I'm speaking based on what I see a lot. I'm personally disgusted with how some guys just approach women, the feel, the right when a woman walks past and they touch her and they mac on her and they have no sense of respect. But I like how Rehante says sometimes also the way that the ladies respond. So I think that smirk which you give, like "stop it, I like it." You're also provoking it. So please let's be on the lookout for that. But that's what I wanted to bring. And like, I'm happy that you are. I hope you are feeling comfortable to share these uncomfortable subjects here. The VYG fam, we listen, we don't judge, and
Yeah.
we do like to bring these subjects because they are essential. Now, I've got what we call, by the way, Rehanse, the 9 p.m. squad. This is a squad of people who always want me to keep the VBO going until 9 p.m., but I always disappoint them. Guys, Rehanse has a life. She is a student in psychology and political science. So I do think she's got a pretty busy schedule and she has taken her time for us. So I am going to go with a few more questions here before we let her go. Anything on your side, Ura?
Not at the moment. We can maybe see what the fam has.
Okay, I know there are a lot. I just see this thing moving and moving and moving and moving here with the comments. There are over 300, or listen, Rehante, there are over 347 comments right now. That's
Wow.
just Facebook and YouTube. Mind you, later on we have others who can't watch it live. But please, Mpo, if you can just post her once again at the bottom here, her or in the comment section, and I'll just pin it here. Her excuse me, her handle on TikTok. I'm definitely going to check it out because I am always in favor of somebody who's willing to make a difference in people's lives, a positive change. And I'm very interested in what she has to say. Let me look for any questions here. I just see a lot of when the jokes begin, then it's something else. Chanel says, does my English matter when I want to study psychology and political science? Because, Aish, my English needs support. Oh my gosh, guys, come on. Let's behave here. Let's behave. And yes, 9 p.m. comrades. It's not going to happen. They're already calling themselves comrades. Now they've already switched their lingo into political lingo here. PJ, on a point
Oh,
of order,
wow.
the 9 p.m. comrades hereby wish to be granted an opportunity to shine thus far. I thank you, sir.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
I told you they will
Trust
bully
the,
me.
the VYG to do that.
I told you that. I
I'm
told you
loving
that
this energy.
I'm happy that you like it. I'm happy that you like it. Let me just see the last question. I hope they're not going to be redundant. Let me just go. Our producer did send me a few questions here for me to finalize the subject with. By the way, the subject of today, I'm not going to go with it. I think I'm just going to take what we're sharing here, and I've got something to share with you guys quickly. This is another personal question, your point of view. Rehanse, I don't know if I'm going to have another, maybe Ora will, or maybe we'll see something here. But it's a pretty interesting one. What gives you hope about the future of youth in shaping society?
That's an amazing question. What gives me hope is the conversation that is still sparked. Um, I think that is what's keeping us going, because that's when you know something isn't dead as yet. If there's still life to it, if it's still questioned, if it's still spoken about, if it's still, buzzing. I think the moment we need to be concerned is when the youth says nothing at all. when the youth kind of keeps quiet as a whole, when we are not marching for the concept of fees must fall, when we're not marching or speaking out about unemployment, when we're not marching and speaking about the crisis that we're facing, education crisis of South Africa, when those aspects that directly impact the youth go silent, I think that's when there's a big cause for concern. But right now, since there's continued conversation surrounding it, whether it's just to post something to trend or to actually speak about it from the bottom of your heart with passion, having voices heard still is very hopeful.
Having voices. I love that. Absolutely love that. Ora, anything on your side?
Yeah, just in summary, what advice can you give to young people going forward on how they can better influence other young people, how they can get their messages across in a more, I could say, in a better way, put simply, in a better way.
My advice would definitely be do your research and understand what topic you're speaking about and what you're passionate about and why you're speaking about it. And then once you have that, frame
Yeah.
it in a way that is understandable and clear enough to be grasped and heard. And then once you have that, then just continue speaking about it. Generally, just continue speaking about it because what you find is it becomes a ripple effect. It's going to reach someone somewhere out there who's going to agree with you or who's going to give you a completely different perspective. And in that way, a conversation has been sparked. And in that way, awareness happens. And when awareness happens, education happens, which causes the concept of empowerment. And as you go along, you actually pick up people along the way who are inspired by you in one way or another. So I think it's definitely keep going, but do your research and frame your whatever you need to say in a way that is clear and you can grasp it and use it. Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay,
I
cool.
like the
Yeah.
awareness aspect. Very important
Yeah.
awareness. Just reading a comment here from Kamu, our dear Kamu. I didn't read the very long one here, but I will read this
Yeah.
one. Kamu says, we also need to go to the root of the problem and ask the difficult questions as to GBV. Why are they doing what they're doing? What is influencing this behavior? Is it upbringing, trauma, societal norms, or toxic ideas about masculinity? Uh, I think you will be able to also give us insight on this, whether to agree or add or disagree on the psychological aspect, Rehanse.
No, definitely. I think Gamo's comment is extremely important, and I do agree with it. A lot of the time, we see that perpetuators or the individuals who continue the concept of violence and abuse were raised in households where it happened. So it is somewhat a pattern. But in saying that it's a pattern, it does not mean the pattern has to continue. It can be stopped. And it is stopped through, again, awareness. And it's stopped through speaking up and speaking out about what happened and trying your best to hold individuals accountable in order for them to actually understand that what they're doing isn't okay. And at times what I'm saying may sound very cliche, but it does work because some individuals are doing it from a place of hurt and that's the only way they can I
Yeah,
say, interact with an
definitely.
individual. And that's the only way they were taught to interact with an individual because that's how individuals interacted with them. And so it sits there. But if you
It's like a cycle.
help them understand, yes, exactly. If you help them understand that this isn't okay and this is how you can work on it and continue on with it, then for sure we can stop it because patterns don't need to continue. It doesn't have to be a cycle, and I think that's the important part of it.
Definitely. And when you say it may sound cliche, at least not here with the VYG, we don't think it's cliche. We do know that behind every every action or every negative action from an individual, it comes from somewhere. And this is something we do often cover. Maybe not in the way you mentioned it, but certainly it's not cliche at all. I am going to stop here. I know that if I do not stop, the fam is going to keep going, and before you know it, the 9 p.m. comrades will be very happy to have won this election. Rehanse, I really, really, really appreciate your participation. And next week we're going to have a subject. Ora, you're also welcome if you want to join us again. It's quite a controversial one, and it's something which I'm going to even try bringing the individual in the story here, if possible, to try to bring her on the Vibe O'Clock. It's something which was going on the news, but I would love, Rehanse, if possible, to be back next week. If your schedule is open or if you can free it up for us, we would love. I'm pretty sure, I don't know, the VYG fam comment section, tell me if Rehanse is welcome to be here next week for what we're going to discuss. But before you do, hopefully love us, but have to leave us, please share your final words before you leave us.
I would just love to say that the comment section is an example of what the youth can do. Our conversations and the thoughts and everything, opinions that are being shared in the comment section is a small, it's a small example, but can create such a big impact. I'm just thinking about if each and every one of you guys can speak up or share your opinions wherever else, that does create conversation, and that's already creating a level of awareness. And yeah, I just believe that don't lose hope as the youth. As you continue sharing your voice, there will be change. Do not give up. And thank you so much for having me. It's been an honor.
We really appreciate it. We need to give our guest the famous applause, the VBO applause. You know, it's that special applause of the VBO. And
Thank
we
you.
really appreciate, and we hope to have you back with us for next week's subject. I don't know if y'all want to stay on before we cut to the chase. Y'all are welcome to remain. I was going to have another subject which I was going to address, but I think if we do that, we're going to have an overflow of information. I just want to appeal to each and every one of you, fam, to ask yourself, what are you doing to make a change? It's very easy for us to point fingers at individuals, at politicians, at political parties, and so forth. But what are you doing as an individual? I liked when Rehanse said, in your school, you even if your voice is not heard, but did you do something? I usually say that complaining gives you the sensation of I did something, when in actual fact you did nothing. If you're going to complain, follow up with that complaint along with actions. So I feel like each and every one of us have that leadership inside of us, but not everybody is willing to unleash that leadership from within. Perhaps because of the stigma that you might be labeled, perhaps because of what people are going to say about you, perhaps you're worried about how people will label you. So then you hold back. But leadership comes with the pros of telling people how high, or asking them to jump and they ask you how high and go and come, and people do that. But also, those are the perks, but also comes with the cons of criticism at times. Not always will you get it right. I know that there are things which I may do as coordinator of the VYG, which you guys will be like, wow, PJ, great. But there are things which you might look and be like, oh gosh. And I have to do it because I have to look at the bigger picture, because I look at the bigger picture of the effects of the VYG. So before we point fingers and we look at others and we go on about what people think or say or do, ask yourself, what are you doing? And when you do start doing it, don't forget that important factor of don't do it with the attack. Don't do it already seeking to prove that you are right. When you are in an argument and it's a back and forth, what does that argument do? At the end of the day, usually nothing at the end of the day happens. When Tali and I are arguing, it's me trying to be more right than her. Unfortunately, Tali usually wins the argument by walking away. And I like winning it by words. And at the end of the day, I look like the fool because I tried arguing and winning it verbally, but I lost it because I made Tali, my rib, to feel less than me at that moment. So you might be doing that. You might be very good with words. You might articulate your words amazingly and do it in a way that people look at you and are like, wow, you've always got a comeback. But are you winning the cause? that's what I think each and every one of us needs to ask ourselves. So ask yourself, what are you doing in simple situations when you see? I will wrap it up with, we know our country is suffering with this GBV, especially not only, but especially towards women. The guys of the VYG, what do you do to protect the ladies of the VYG? When you see guys misbehaving and acting, like I said, the lady I saw earlier on, I don't know her. I don't think I'll ever see her in my life. But she was so thankful when her Uber arrived. And she's like, thank you so much. Of course, I might not ever know her, but I did for her what I would like somebody to do for my sister, for my wife, for my mother, for my grandmother, for my aunts, for you ladies of the VYG. Those of you who know me have seen situations where guys will be acting funny. I'm like, whoa, 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 not here, my guy, not here. I'm not saying you need to be hostile. I'm not saying you need to be violent. But I do believe that we need to have a word as to show, listen, I'm a man. We all follow Christian values. But listen, my guy, I'm a man of God. If you want to put it, I'm a man of God. But the man is still there. And I'm going to protect every individual that's around me. Not only the women, but others. Anybody who is less powerful. That might be a small step. No one might ever see it. I shared it with you guys as the sake of example because this subject came up, but no one else might see it, you know. But one thing I want to know, I would not be able to go back home, look at my wife and know that I could not even protect someone who was there. Like I said, who she is, what she believes in, if she liked me or not, if she dislikes, that doesn't matter. What matters is that I could not allow that guy to feel like it was okay to behave that way because I believe in change. So do you believe in change? Then start by doing something as well. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys. The VYG is wrapping up now, or not, or you guys are going to roast me because we have a song to release. Hanse, thank you so much for your participation. Aura, any last words before you leave us? You love us already, but before you leave us.
No, I think today was a mouthful. Hey, PJ. I think, yeah, everything that could have been said in all the English vocab that is available has been said. And I look forward to next week's episode. Otherwise, I also look forward to the track as well. Thank you so much, Rukhan. And we look forward to seeing you again next week.
Thank you so much. It's our pleasure. Thank you for being with us.
Woke up today, smile on my face. May not go my way, still got my face. So I'll be okay. I'll be okay. I'll be okay. Running our race, just that I pace. Made some mistakes.
So, before you guys think that's a technical difficulty, here we go. The track. Tomorrow, we are going to have the challenge of the war cries amongst the different provinces of South Africa. As you can see the poster, Kanisa, I loved this poster. Everybody looks so scary. It's like the war cry challenge, the war cry battle competition. We're going to probably have 2 or 3 rounds because the number of different contestants is going to be immense. So we will not wrap it up in the morrows. So I hope you guys are looking forward to this. I cannot wait for it. So in the morrows, we come back at 7 p.m. for this episode, for this challenge. We haven't had a competition around the country for a while, and I think I definitely need to I don't know, I need to come up with a cool prize for the winners. I am just wasting your guys' time because it is time for the song. Guys, the song is a banger. The song is a banger and it is beautiful. A huge shout out to Tsepo, to Wayne, to Tando, to Anesihle, and to TP, who's part of this new team we have built. We have started for the music, guys, and there are other songs lined up from the VYG. I am going to play it. There is a short version and there is an extended version. All of you guys will receive the extended version. It's like 2 minutes extra. This short version is just the music video. As soon as we're done, not a music video, but a visualizer with the lyrics so you guys can sing along. As soon as it's done, then we will upload it without we'll upload it so you guys can have it, and as we speak, as it's playing, I'm going to share it with all the coordinators, the extended version, and we'll also have a link for you guys to be able to download it. All right, it might be as well, hopefully we can get it on Spotify and everything, but as long as you guys have it, and those of you who'll be joining us for the mega hangout in the morrows, we're going to be singing it, guys. I can't wait to play the song. It's time. Let's go.
Walking on this journey, faced with all this trials, I've been held back so many times, thinking I wasn't good enough. But now I'm standing on His promise. He held me when I was down. He carried me through it all. And now I'm going for gold. Hilo, 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 iliglesia. It's time to go for gold, go for gold, go for gold, go for gold, go for If it ain't gold, it ain't good enough. 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 Hilo, 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 iliglesia. It's time to go for gold. Hilo, 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 iliglesia. It's time to go for
Wow, 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 wow. I did not even read your guys' comments because I don't doubt that you guys loved it. I just see the flames. It's beautiful, it's deep, it's got a lyrics, it's got everything. Do yourselves a favor, listen to it on headphones. I was playing it on my speaker. I've got big speakers that also does the job. If you got those big KRKs or something, enjoy it, your home theater. We're going to play it there. We're going to upload this one. I've sent it to your coordinators. I hope that everybody will be able to enjoy it. I've shared it with all the coordinators. Now we are going to. Oh wow, I have a comment to share with you guys. So we got a comment here from the Cheaper United fam that it's the club's next track. So they are wow. No guys, what? We are going levels. Let me find this comment. I didn't see it here, guys. This is not even fair. Why is it not showing? Guys, I am just going to go. I'm just going to go. It's not even fair. I'm going to spoil it. So once you guys receive it, share it, share it, share it, share it left, right, and center. Share the visualizer. You'll see the exact video I played right now. You'll see it on YouTube, on Facebook, everywhere. It's going to be shared. I apologize to the media team that I forgot to send it to you guys earlier, but also I was avoiding leakages. I was avoiding doing leaks. I did not want it to leak. I was at the Tembisa fam yesterday and I played it for them. From their reaction, I believe they loved it, and I think you guys loved it too. In the morrows, we're going to be having the consecration of the VYG, as well as the PTU, the ones who will carry on the work after us. So make sure that if you are in Joburg, come and join us at the grounds at 10 a.m. And thereafter, the first mega hangout of 2026. That's what's up. We're going to be there. And we are going to be enjoying the song, excuse me. We're going to be enjoying it. I've spoken too much. There is no VBO clock outro today. As much as the outro is new, as a matter of fact, I'm going to put the outro and then the song, or the song and the outro. No, just the song, guys. Just the song. I know that the outro is also beautiful, of the new outro of the VBO clock. You might not have watched it, but I'm going to just play this one for today, and we're going to end up with this. We're just going to wrap it up with the song. Guys, what a track. See you guys in the morrows. If not, see you next week. No. I will see y'all here for the competition of the war cries. And yeah, if I don't see you at the grounds, I'll see you here. Take care of yourselves. And if it ain't gold, it ain't good enough. We out of here. Take care of yourselves. You want to chat? DM us. We're here for you guys.
Walking on this journey, faced with all this trials, I've been held back so many times, thinking I wasn't good enough. But now I'm standing on His promise. He held me when I was down. He carried me through it all. And now I'm going for gold. Hilo, 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 iliglesia. It's time to go for gold, go for gold, go for gold, go for gold, go for Sinangathina impilo yethu ibeke phambili. Akukho ethu nesifiso sethu sisibeka kuye. Ungalahlithela, ungonyamezela. If it ain't gold, it ain't good enough. If it ain't gold, it ain't good enough. If it ain't gold, it ain't good enough. If it ain't gold, it ain't